All right, there I am, and a pleasant good morning to you from Tony'sPicks.com. This is Ramon Scott. Welcome to Night Moves here for Saturday, March 21st. We're down to 32 teams in the NCAA tournament. We've got a couple of days worth of action here, 8 games to go over today here on Saturday, March 21st, after we saw the results there yesterday on Friday at the NCAA tournament in Florida, getting their title defense underway with a 59-point win there. Miami of Ohio, their run ending with a blowout loss to the Vols, and we'll have a little bit of action here as well in the NBA and NHL to go over, including the games tomorrow. We've got almost every game actually has still some significance in the playoff picture. I think I've only was able to eliminate one game, so it looks like we'll have kind of a long show here if you're up for it. We're going to talk NCAA basketball first, though, here, of course, and some of the best games of the day, including Kentucky over Santa Clara, 89-84. The first game was the best game. If you slept through that one, you missed the best one. You got a lot of ugly games after that. There were some good ones in there, but both teams hitting those three-pointers in the last 10 seconds of regulation. Kentucky hitting that real bomb there to send it in overtime. They really were never getting it done until they got that bucket and then kind of got the win there and the cover in overtime. Make no mistake, as Kentucky was the team that eventually got the money in that game. Here we did have them on Night Moves last night there in the win over Santa Clara there in that one. Also, they'll play Iowa State on Sunday. Bad beat if you had Santa Clara in that one. Ota Owe, 35 points. I think he was the one that hit the long three-pointer there at the end of regulation. Utah State kept the flag going for the Mountain West Conference. The win over Villanova, 86-76. The Aggies lived at the line. 28 of 36. Villanova just 6 of 13 there in the Mountain West facility there in San Diego. Villanova did lead by 10 points early in the second half, but the Aggies shot 74% inside the arc, and good win for the Mountain West, their only team in the tournament. Villanova finished 3-4 after a 21-5 start. UCLA held off Central Florida. Oh, by the way, I did have a premium pick winner in the Utah State Villanova game there with the total over. Okay, you got to get those in there. UCLA over Central Florida, 75-71. They did not get the money, by the way. Bruins won 5 of their last 6. Central Florida just 5 of 16 from the free throw line. They did beat the Bruins on the boards, but UCLA advances to play UConn on Sunday. Uh, Cal Baptist held the or covered against Kansas there yesterday. We had Cal Baptist here on the show. I also had a premium pick winner on the under in that one as Kansas got the win 68-60. Kansas led by 26 early in the second half, but Cal Baptist, they got the back door. They fought back, got within 6 points within 2 minutes actually there. Darren Peterson, top heavy Kansas here. I don't think they can do it with just him. 28 points. He outdueled Dominic Daniels of Cal Baptist, who had 25. The teams really couldn't make any 3-pointers. They were combined 8 of 36. So not shooting well enough probably to keep it going there, but I had that game zeroed in for sure. Virginia over Wright, 82-73. We did have Wright State here on Night Moves last night for our winner on the show. As Wright State led by 5 at halftime. Virginia was 50% though from 3-point range, and there were 58 2-point field goals in the game, 57 3-point field goals in the game. The shooting wasn't great. Virginia will play Tennessee on Sunday. Jakari White, 26 points off the bench in 24 minutes for the Cavs. Also here, Iowa over Clemson, 67-61. Iowa never trailed, dominated the boards, and their star player Sturz. Sturz, he played all 4 minutes, just 4 of 17 from the floor, but Iowa gets it done there. Clemson went 4-7 in their last 11 games after a 20-4 start. We Hawkeyes in Florida on Sunday. UConn beat Furman behind Terrace Reed, 31 points, 27 rebounds for the Connecticut Star. And UConn shot 67% from inside the arc. Huskies led by 4 at halftime, and they went on to win that one over Furman there yesterday. But hey, give Furman a lot of credit there in that game last night, losing by just 11 points there. And we did have Furman here. Let's see. Oh, no, I had the total on that game. Bo had Furman there. I remember, Bo had Furman there on the drive-through today. Bo said take Furman plus 20. Good job by Bo. Miami over Missouri, 80-66. The Hurricanes led by just 1 at halftime. Cruised for the win. We did have the over here on the show yesterday as our winner there. It did go likely over. Depends when you got it there yesterday, but here on the show we talked about the move down to 145, so that one was pretty close. Might have fell right in between for some folks there. It landed 145, opened as high as 150, did close even some places as low as 143, 144, so did land right in the middle. We went over in that one. Feels like we got there last night with Miami over Missouri there in that one. It was Alabama over Hofstra, but Hofstra got off to like a 10-point, double-digit lead Hofstra got off to, but Alabama shot 64% inside, and LeBaron Philon picked up for their missing player. Now we find out that all of his transactions were on his phone, all of his deals. they got some evidence there, but it was Alabama getting the win, 90-70 there in that one. Also, Tennessee over Miami of Ohio, 78-56, as the Vols led by 19 at halftime behind Jacoby Gillespie, 29 points and 9 assists. Miami, great run, end up here 32-2. Very great job there by Miami of Ohio there, but Tennessee got the money, make no mistake there in that one. Texas Tech over Akron, 91-71, a blowout there for Tech. Also, St. John's routed Northern Iowa, 79-53. Northern Iowa actually made a brief comeback in there. St. John, no one on St. John scored more than 14 points. I think that's what makes this team so tough. And St. John's and Kansas will be an interesting game on Sunday. I like the Johnnies in that one. Arizona crushed LIU. There were some bad games late on Friday in some of these mismatches here, 92-58, as we had Arizona here on Night Moves last night, laying the 31 points in that one. No problem there for Wildcats. Iowa State crushed Tennessee State. Another winner here on uh, uh, Night Moves last night. We had Iowa State winning this one by 34, although Justin Jefferson, the Cyclones' big man, sprained ankle very early in the game. He left that one, so we've got to keep an eye on his status. But Tennessee State at least made the tournament, and Purdue crushed Queens 104-71. Man, things were getting ugly there late night, weren't they? It was Purdue rocked there. Braden Smith became the NCAA's all-time assist leader the first half of that game. And Florida crushed Prairie View. As we said, they'll play Iowa. All right, good game, good day of action. Hopefully you guys came through with some winners there in the NCAA tournament. We did have some winners also here in the NBA last night on the show, including the Detroit Pistons minus the points against the Warriors. That was a winner here for us on Night Moves. We also had the under with Atlanta and Houston yesterday. We went under here on the show in that 117-95 win there as the Rockets blew out the Hawks. Also, winner here on the show last night, Portland and Minnesota game to go under 108-104. It was the Blazers over the Wolves there last night as our winner there in that one. And we scored, somehow got there with the under. Toronto and Denver was 236.5 when we were on the show last night. It finished 236. It did close a little bit higher. You may have gotten there with the win there with the Nugs. It landed almost right on the number. In fact, the Raptors may have gotten the number in the end at 6.5. There's the Nuggets won it by 6. All right, NHL, we did have a couple of winners here on the Night Move show there yesterday, including the Anaheim Ducks getting the win there against the Utah Mammoth there late night. It's a 4-1 win for Anaheim. All right. Going to get ready and preview 8 basketball games here, but I do want to say hello and thank you to everyone in the chat as we get ready to preview the games. But I'm also going to take you over to Tony'sPicks.com and see who did well on Friday, who's ready to go with their picks here on for Saturday. Let's head on over there to Tony's Picks. But first, hellos are in order with who's here. It's Tim M. Thank you. He's got UConn and UCLA there. Tim says, and Shaq is here, giving us his plays early here. Let's see here. He's got Houston, Duke under, Michigan State, Texas, and the Magic. Thank you to Shaq for stopping by. He's all UCLA also on Sunday against UConn there. Cal Dog's here ready to go. I think he's got the I think these were the winners he had there from yesterday. All right, let's go over to Tony'sPicks.com. Take a look at the handicapper leaderboards and see who's hot here for a Sunday. See who's clicking and ready to go. Rod Zawacki, he's on top of the handicapper leaderboards yesterday with a 4-1 performance. Great job by Rod there. David Racy, 3-1. Double Shooty, 3-1. Hollywood Sam wins his only play. Of course, Al Ninos, a winner a day, will keep you in play. Bo Dunn, 2-1. And Brian Bittler, 2-1. Mills Young, 3-2. Where's Ramon? I had some winners there yesterday. I'll go over them in just a moment. For the last 7 days, it's Shane Mickle up there at almost 7 1/3 units of profit. Tony's Picks VIP account up nearly 3 1/3 units of profit. Scott Double Shooty also 3 1/3 units of profit. Bo Dunn up over 3 units. Hey, I'm up there for the last week, up nearly 3 units of profit. Let's keep it rolling here. Joey Tron up 2 3/4 units of profit. Hollywood Sam, David Racy, and Al Ninos in the green for the last 7 days. Last 30 days, Shane Mickle up nearly 15 units of profit. Stephen Duncan up 3.5 units, and Al Ninos is up a unit here over the last 30 days, and for the year, it's still Stephen Duncan up 38.5 units. Nick Lagaretto is up 15 3/4 units. Al Ninos up 12 units. Brian Bittler, Joey Tron there as well in the green for the year. Click on the Premium Picks tab. That's where you'll find the latest packages from our team of handicappers ready to go here. Shane Mickle's got a Super Saturday college basketball 3-pack ready to roll. Also, Bo Dunn's got a 3-pack there in college basketball. For Saturday, Ron Crawford has his NHL Blue Line best bet ready to go. David Racy, his Saturday evening college basketball dunk is in there. Al Ninos has his NBA Saturday alley-oop. Chris Adkins has an NBA slam dunk best bet. Rod Zawacki, also a slam dunk play of the day for Saturday. And the rest of the cappers over at Tony'sPicks.com ready to go for Saturday's action here, including Damian Sosh has his 10-star March Madness opening tip. Click on the All Cappers tab, find the handicapper of your choice, and that's how you get signed up. Click on their handicapper profile page, and you can see their past performances and past records here. You see some of the sports that I specialize in so far, showing profit in soccer, tennis, NBA, college baseball as well. And I had some winners here. I know I had there on Friday, but looks like a split, though, however, with my action there. As I had, let's see here, Santa Clara and Kentucky here. You know what it was? I think the late games just aren't quite into the system there. I did have some winners late last night. That's what it was. So yesterday here I had a winner with Utah State and Villanova game to go over there. And then I had winners late night there last night as well, as mentioned there in the recap. Premium pick winners over at Tony's Picks with that late action last night in college basketball. We did bring home a couple of winners with the late action there to go 2-1 on the night session. So 3-3 for me on the day in college basketball, but I'm going to get after it here with some winners. My winners last night included Northern Iowa and St. John's game to go under, in addition to that Utah State and Villanova game over there. I fell just short with the Bruins last night, laying the 6.5. They kept kind of squandering it there late. They led the game, obviously, and were fighting the foul game there, and that was where Central Florida was able to make up the gap a little bit. All right, let's get to the action here for a Saturday, if you're ready to go here, and some of our 8 games on tap. All right, you guys are rolling in here. We've got Andre in there. We've got Greg as well. Mr. Wesker's joining us. So let's get started here on the action for a Saturday. All right, there we go. All right, let's get it going here right now for Saturday's action in college basketball. We're going to roll it in chronological order here. Take a look at the first game on tap. We've got St. Louis Billikens taking on the Michigan Wolverines in this one from Buffalo. Michigan favored here by 12.5. This is a standalone game to get things started. You know how they roll it in the NCAA television. They don't really know what they're doing when it comes to this round, but that's okay. We like watching it one game at a time, and then we throw in 3 games at a time later on. That's fine. All right. Michigan coming in here, number 1 seed here at the Michigan, number 1 in this region, 31-2 coming in for the Wolverines, of course, coming off of a win over Howard, 101-80. There in their first round game. They were favored by 30.5, though. They didn't get the money, and they continue not to get the money at this point. Michigan hasn't covered a game here in a little while. That's for sure. Didn't cover any of the games in their conference tournament either for St. Louis. Meanwhile, they did beat Georgia 102-77 in their first round game. I think they covered. They were a 1.5-point dog in that game as they bounced back impressively off of the loss to Dayton in the conference tournament. This is only the second time all season that St. Louis is actually an underdog here. Michigan is 13-15 against the spread as a favorite. For Georgia, For Michigan here, Morez Johnson led Michigan past Howard with 21 points and 10 rebounds. And their defense here without LJ Kason. Uh, Lindenborg will play, although he's got a low ankle sprain. So, it's funny that these two teams kind of resemble each other in the way their offensive profile is and their analytics kind of. And also these two coaches are pretty good buddies, Dusty May and Josh Schertz. So I think they have a handle a little bit here on the Michigan Wolverines, as good as they've been. I mean, St. Louis does have, I think, what it takes kind of to match up in this situation here, and I think they can stay in this game. The total does seem a little bit high for these two. I mean, St. Louis is 3-7 to the under in their last 10 games coming in. Michigan 12-21 to the under this season, 12-19 to the under as a favorite. So I think St. Louis has what it takes to match up as good as Michigan has been. And I don't know, maybe I'm a little persuaded by how well that St. Louis played in that game against Georgia. I mean, they really beat the pants off them in that game, a game where, we kind of question whether or not St. Louis's mid-major resume here would be enough for Georgia. But that thing was never a contest, as St. Louis led by 17 points at halftime. Still, St. Louis has only covered 2 of their last 5 games overall coming in. They're still 16-4 in their last 20. St. Louis has lost 6 straight games to Big Ten competition. St. Louis has also gone under in 12 of their last 18 games. Michigan has failed to cover now in 6 straight games, despite winning 18 of their last 20. Michigan here has won 5 of their last 6 against the Atlantic 10. St. Louis has lost 6 straight to the Big Ten coming into this one. We'll go to the chat and see what you guys have here with Louisville and Michigan State getting things underway in the NCAA tournament here on Saturday. What I do is I preview each game, and then we ask the chat pros to come in and make their picks. Cal Dog is on the over. Andre is on St. Louis on the money line. How about that? Andre also on the over here. And Andre also says he's got St. Louis to reach the Sweet 16. Here it is right now. You're looking to cash here today to make it to the Sweet 16 right now. Andre, ready to roll. I want to say hello and welcome to B. Barty in the chat. Good to have B. Barty here joining us in the chat pros. He's on the over in this one. Thank you, B. Barty. Really great to have you here with your pick for us there. Look, I do I'm hesitant to take the over just because these two teams are solid unders, and I think they have kind of the game plan, if you will, with these two coaches, but there's no doubt it is expected to be a high score here with these two teams. So I've got to give you that for sure there. I just wonder if it's been a little bit too high. I'm going to take the St. Louis Billikens. That's what I'm going to do here on Night Moves. I'm a big fan of Robbie Avila from years gone by here. We've talked about him on my shows here off and on over the last couple years. So I'm going to take the Billikens here in this one. B. Barty's going to do it with me. And Andre says, this is it. And they're going down here to the Billikens. Wouldn't that be something? Like I said, there is something to be said for in this matchup. As good as Michigan has been, as much as you want to put them through, and hey, if you put them in your bracket there, obviously look. Now, I think when it came to what Andre's saying, I think he had that St. Louis ticket before the start of the tournament there. So we didn't know, I think it was going to be against Michigan. That makes it look a little bit daunting, right, going up against the Wolverines. But I think it is interesting. I think it's an interesting matchup for sure. Just, like I said, just because of the programs, it's almost like you have Michigan and then Michigan Junior kind of. We're not comparing the teams necessarily, but the the way the profile of the program, and I think it has to do with, May and Schertz are pretty close associates there in the coaching ranks. So I'm going to take St. Louis here for sure, plus the points. No more blowouts. Okay, we're in the second round now. We're not going to see any 40-point games out here. Come on. All right. Let's move to the next one here right now and go with Louisville taking on Michigan State. This one here also in Buffalo. And again, because the NCAA, they're such geniuses here, we're going to run another standalone game out of the East region. No big deal. We'll just run the other games all together later on. Oops. Lost my graphic here. There we go. You got Michigan here, a 4.5-point favorite in this one. Michigan State here, 4.5-point favorite in this one over Louisville here in this one. All right, and let's get the preview started here with these two. You got Louisville coming into this one at 23-10, Michigan State 25-7. Michigan State the 3 seed in the East region, and Louisville the 6 seed here is at Key Bank Center in Buffalo. Michigan State, of course, cruised to a 92-67 win over North Dakota State in the first round behind senior center Carson Cooper, scoring 20 points and 10 rebounds, leading 4 players in double figures. For the Spartans, Louisville, meanwhile, beat South Florida 83-79, basically led start to finish. Now, Mikael Brown Jr. is out of this game here for the another game he's going to miss right now. Michigan State has that size advantage with Jackson Kohler in there, averaging 9 rebounds a game. The Spartans are third in the country in rebounding margin at a plus 11 here this season. Louisville comes in having won 4 of their last 5, that they've gone just 3-6 against the spread in their last 9 games overall. Louisville's just 2-5 straight up in their last 7 meetings with Michigan State over the years. The teams haven't met since 2021, but Louisville did win a game back in 2018. Still kind of far back there for sure. Michigan State's gone 6-2 straight up and 4-2 against the spread in their last 6 games. Overall here, Michigan State has gone over in 11 of their last 13 games overall here. Michigan State's 11-1 in non-conference games. Last 3 losses, Spartans allowed 92, 90, and 88 points when they lost, but again, they're pretty much the best rebounding team in the country. Michigan State had a stress-free win on Thursday, up 20 at the half. The Spartans are 10-6 versus teams in the top 50. Last 3 years, the number 3 seeds are 0-6 against the spread when they faced off against number 6 seeds in the second round. 0-6 for the 3 seed against the 6 seed in the second round. Last 4 years, the Spartans are just 2-2 in their second round games. For Louisville, the Cardinals did shoot over 50% from 3 on Thursday against USF. They are number 13 in effective field goal percentage. Louisville went 9-9 versus teams ranked in the top 50 this year. They were 11-2 in their non-conference games. Louisville made the NCAA tournament last year for the first time since 2019 and picked up their first win in 9 years here in the NCAA tournament. Michigan State's just 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 games against the ACC, but Louisville a dismal 1-3 against the spread as an underdog this season. Now, Michigan State has been going over here of late, but in general, they've been an under team this year. Louisville's 12-21 to the under here this season. So I've got to take the under here in this one with Louisville and Michigan State at 151. Give me the under here with Louisville and Michigan State. We'll get the comments from you in the chat, and let's see what you guys have in this one. And let's see here. Izzo's not losing here since Mr. Weskers. And he says, I'm going to go against Izzo here. I'm not talking Izzo up enough. Well, you know what? When you haven't been able to come through like Izzo over these years, I mean, it's been a long time since that last national title. Let's see here. Andre's on the over in this one. And Cal Dogs like in Michigan State with Coach Izzo. And B. Barty says Michigan State money line. Don't get crazy in this one. Go with Sparty, he says. Yeah, I mean, look, 22-3 as a favorite this season. Louisville just 1-3 straight up as an underdog here. I'll take the under though as my play in this one. All right, now we're going to start to overlap the games here finally. This one will have about an hour of window time as well here with the TCU Horned Frogs. They look pretty good there. There in their opener, taking on the Duke Blue Devils here. Duke favored by 11.5 here in this one. Duke coming in 32-2, of course, right now, number one seed in the East. Meanwhile, for TCU here, the number 9 seed, they're 22-11 coming into this one for Duke. Here, coming off of a win, 71-68. Over 71-65, of course, over Siena. Siena gave them a great battle in that game and really earned a lot of brownie points there. But still, you do have a Duke team here. Winners of 12 straight. They were down 13 points in that game against Siena. It was a lackluster effort. I don't think there's any other way to put it. Four Duke starters played over 32 minutes in the game. Now, you do have Duke, a top 20 effective field goal percentage and a top 15 effective field goal percentage defensively. Duke was 14-2 against teams ranked in the top 50 this season straight up. Blue Devils also shooting nearly 61% inside the arc this year. So far in his career, Coach Shire 2-1 straight up and against the spread in the second round. For TCU, they've won 10 of their last 12 games. They're 11-3 in their non-conference games this year. Horned Frogs pretty good at forcing turnovers, nearly 20%. That's top 35 in the country here. TCU did go 8-6 against teams in the top 50 this season. Last 3 years, number one seeds are 7-4 against the spread in second round games. We're talking about Duke here, of course, with that. And TCU has never won a second round game here, but Coach Dixon has won 3 second round games in his career in 10 trips to the second round. You guys can get ready to make your picks here in this one. TCU, of course, edged Ohio State 66-64. Held on for that one. They were kind of in charge the whole way, but did end up getting close there in the end. Of course, they lost to Kansas in the conference tournament. TCU 7-1 straight up, 6-2 against the spread in their last 8 games overall. TCU just 1-4 straight up in their last 5 against ACC competition. Duke is just 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games overall, despite this current winning streak going on. Duke's gone under in 11 of its last 16. TCU's gone under in 6 of its last 9 games coming in. Duke is 10-18 to the under as a favorite. And Duke's won 9 of their last 13 games against the Big 12 Conference. TCU, a pretty solid cover as an underdog, 8-3 in that role this season. Duke was 19-15 against the spread overall here. Let's see what you have in the chat. with this one between Duke and TCU. We'll go to the chat pros and see what you have here in this one. And here we go with our comments. All right, it's B. Barney, TCU, and those big points here in this one. And Mr. Wester says some people have TCU on the money line here. He's tempted to take them as well. Here's Andre, TCU, and the points. And Cal Dog liking the over here. Don't forget, TCU has been definitely fighting a little bit of an injury bug here. Had to rely more on the Boozer brothers, it did seem, here last time with their injuries. You got Ngongba, he's questionable, of course. Caleb Foster, he's out as well. And also they're missing Ifakchukwu for Duke here. Hey, Tones is here. He's got TCU in an upset. Man, you guys are liking TCU here. B. Wardy with his picks here. He's got a parlay. St. Louis, TCU, Michigan State. Parlay him up. And let's see here. Mr. Wesker says that he thinks Duke's Shire gets too much credit, actually. He thinks, because of the success that Duke has had there with Coach K, that with Shire here, it just feels like he's just, he's a former Duke player and everything. So he's Duke born and bred. Rich Stubbs is here. TCU with the points. Duke wins by 5, 6, 7, 8, somewhere in there. TCU can't beat the ACC teams, says Rich, and he loves the under in this one. You really got to love the under in this one. I almost want to take it here, but I do want to take a side with you guys here on the show, but I think I might be looking at that under as well, the way you talk about it there. And you're right. Like you said, TCU just 1-4 in their last 5 against the ACC. I'm taking TCU here. You better believe it at double digits in this one against Duke. But 140.5, whatever. I'm probably gonna find a way to the under for sure in this one. Give me TCU here. I'm in with the chat, I think, in this one. All right, let's go to the Southwest Conference here. We're going to Oklahoma City here for Texas A&M and Houston at 6:10 Eastern, 3:10 Pacific time. Dialing it back here old school with number 2 seed Houston here in the South, number 10 seed Texas A&M. Houston 28-6. Texas A&M comes in with a 21-11. Record here in this one. So a good old-fashioned Southwest matchup here between A&M and Houston here. This one's in Oklahoma City. The Aggies come in here off of a 63-50 first-round win over St. Mary's, dominated them defensively. Rashawn Agee, 22 points and 9 rebounds. Houston dominated Idaho, 78-47. Kingston Flemings, 18 points. Emmanuel Sharp, 16 points. These two teams, they might have played a few times in their series history. Houston leads the all-time series 54-32. The Cougars have won 8 games this season at neutral venues here. They were kind of terrors in the preseason there a little bit. You talk about this history of this series. They did actually meet last year. It was 100-95. Houston got the win there in that one. They also met the year prior, and Houston won that one 70-66 at A&M. Of course, they're members of the Big 12 there, but the Cougars is here. This is another neutral site matchup, so maybe that's where the Cougars have kind of a specialty here right now. But let's see what you guys think in this one between Texas A&M and Houston. Your comments are welcome in the chat. Houston has won 6 of their last 7 games. They're 13-1 in non-conference games. Their only loss in non-conference action was to Tennessee. They lost by 3 in that one. Cougars are a top 15 team at forcing turnovers. Last 2 years, number 2 seeds are 6-2 ATS in the second round. Houston was 10-6 versus top 50 teams this season, and Houston's made it to the Sweet 16 in 6 straight tournaments. Right now, going for number 7. For Texas A&M, they're 5-3 straight up in their last 8 games overall. Coming in here right now, did of course lose to Arizona in the conference playoffs, 79-74 as a 2-point dog, but finished strong with wins over Oklahoma State, BYU, and Kansas. Aggies are just 7-8 against teams in the top 50, despite the fact they went 11-3 in their non-conference games. They're nearly a top 50 team in three-point shooting. 37% of their points come from three-pointers. That also is a top 50 category stat. A&M reached the tournament here for the 4th straight year. And like I said, a couple years ago, these two teams met in a pre-conference game neutral. I think it was actually a neutral site game. I said it was at A&M, but I think it was after a neutral site game, that 70-66 game in there. So go ahead if you want to comment in the chat in this one between Texas A&M and Houston here on Saturday. A&M's covered actually 5 straight against Houston dating back over the years. A&M's lost 5 of their last 6 games to Big 12 opponents. Houston has been a team that's gone here this season just 12-14 against the spread as a favorite, and they were 2-7-10 at ATS in their last 10 overall, despite the fact that they won 6 of their last 7 games. Houston also under in 11 of its last 15 games overall, although they have gone over in 7 of their last 9 games against the Southeast Conference. Texas A&M here 6-3 ATS as an underdog this season. Houston 10-17 to the under as a favorite, despite the fact that Texas A&M was 19-13 to the over. They went 4-5 to the under as a dog. So go ahead, chat. Let's see what you think in this one between Houston taking on Texas A&M. And we'll go to the chat here in this one. Let's see here. Okay, Mr. West was like Texas there in their game against Gonzaga tonight against the spread. Rich Stubbs is on Houston here in this one, minus, I think he means minus 11 there. Andre says Houston against the spread, go under and under in the first half. Yeah, you wonder if Houston, I kind of went under one too many times maybe in that last game with Houston. And Rich says Houston here, minus 10.5. Cal Dogs on Houston. B. Barty just says take Houston on the money line. And I think that's it. Mr. Westwood says Texas A&M here in this one. All right. Well, I'm going to take the Houston Cougars here. 11 is pretty daunting here, but I'm going to go ahead and lay it tonight with Houston to beat up on Texas A&M here. It's 11 here. I think it opened lower than this. I think it opened around 9.5 or so. Yeah. And man, it's only seemed to take action here. Feels like the move is mostly on the under, and that's kind of what I like too. But I'm going to take Houston here minus the points against A&M. And Shane Buchholz is here. Nice to have Shane in the chat. He says, Houston, the big dog, got to eat. He likes Houston here, it sounds like, in this one. Thank you, Shane, for joining us in the chat. All right, now we're going to stay here get it going out west up in Portland with the Texas Longhorns going up against Gonzaga Bulldogs. Have to do the Texas thing. And you got Gonzaga here, favorite here by 6.5, total 147. here in this one with Texas coming in here 18-14. They were the number 11 seed on the West. Gonzaga, the number 3 seed here, 30-3 overall. They come in on a 3-game winning streak, including the win over Kennesaw, 73-64 to open the tournament. There for Gonzaga. Meanwhile, Texas beat BYU 79-71 as a 2.5-point dog in their tournament opener. Of course, there. And well, I say tournament opener. They did play in the play-in game, obviously. I think that's still part of the NCAA tournament. They beat NC State, remember, 68-66 as a 1.5-point dog in that one. Texas here is 8-5 against the spread as an underdog. Gonzaga 16-14 against the spread as a favorite. Texas barely made the big dance after losing 5 of their last 6 games, but all of a sudden here they are with a couple of wins. You got Mattis Bocatatis recorded 23 points and 16 rebounds in the win over BYU. Gonzaga definitely had some first-round drama there, narrowly defeating Kennesaw State 73-64. Like I said, I think that this Gonzaga team might be, you're never going to say the worst team because they're still Gonzaga, but this is probably the least best team I've seen out of Gonzaga in several years, if not many years. Braden Huff remains sidelined, of course. He had that season-ending knee injury in January. I mean, that took out some big points out of the lineup here for sure for Gonzaga. There, and Trey Orr of Texas, he is out. The forward is going to miss this game. The Zags have won 4 of the previous 5 meetings with the Texas Longhorns, the last one coming in 2022 as Texas won it 93-74. They also met in 2021, but Gonzaga won 86-74. Both those were preseason meetings. The Zags have won 4 of their previous 5, as I said, with Texas, but Gonzaga comes in here leading the nation in scoring margin, beating up on that conference, 19 points average scoring margin, and they also average 44.5 points in the paint. So, look, it might create a significant advantage against Texas' defensive vulnerabilities here, but I'm just not in love with Gonzaga this year, and getting the points is probably where I want to go. I don't expect Gonzaga to get this win and cover, actually, but let's see what you guys think in the chat here in this one. Texas is just 3-6 against the spread in their last 9 games. Gonzaga, yeah, they've won 9 of 10, but they're 2-4 ATS. They are also, though, 7-1 against the spread in their last 8 against the SEC. Like I said, Texas hasn't had a good series with Gonzaga, but I'm going to take them here. I've got the Longhorns in this one over Gonzaga. Give me Texas here plus 6.5 against the Bulldogs. And we'll go to the chat here in this one. We're going to start it off with Andre. He likes Texas plus the points. Mr. Wesker says this is usually where Texas kind of chokes. Cal Dogs on the Longhorns. Andre likes Texas on the money line. Mr. Wesker says the line, though, does speak volumes here. Andre says Gonzaga's overrated, but they're the better coach team, but overrated. And he says, but the best Gonzaga teams of the best? Rough going, he says. Mr. Westwood says everyone's on Texas. Rich Stubb is on Texas. And Andre says, yeah, not the best Gonzaga team. All right, I'm taking Texas here, plus 6.5 against Gonzaga. All right, next up, the VCU Rams are going to take on the Illinois Fighting Illini here in a South Regional. Illinois, the number 3 seed VCU, they're one of the surprises here. They're the 11 seed coming in here impressively with a win over North Carolina, 82-78 with that great comeback. I had them in the first round. We were sweating it out, that's for sure. But, man, Phil Martelli Jr. looks like one of the hot young coaching prospects in the nation coming into this one after that big comeback there. Of course, his dad was the legendary coach at St. Joe's, later went on to coach at Michigan and also coach with his son later on for Illinois here. They dominated Penn 105-70, covering 25.5 points in their first game. Illinois is 13-10 against the spread as a favorite this year. VCU 2-3 against the spread as an underdog. VCU trailed that game by as many as 19 points in the second half before rallying in overtime for the win. Terrence Hill Jr. had the big shot. He had 34 points, including 7 of 10 from three-point range. Illinois features freshman Keaton Wagler as its top scorer, but also an international cast for the Illini. VCU does come in averaging 81.6 points per game on 46% shooting, allowing 71.5 points on 43% shooting. Illinois ranks first nationally in adjusted offensive efficiency at 131.7 points per 100 possessions and averages 85 points per game coming in. Some high numbers here from these two, although they're not totally over teams. In fact, VCU is 1-4 to the under as an underdog. Illinois comes in here 14-18 to the under so far this season. So, man, you got to think that VCU's got a big chance here. But let me know what you think in the chat here. VCU has lost 8 of their last 9 games against the Big Ten Conference, but VCU does come in 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games. They've won 7 straight. Illinois has failed to cover in 4 of its last 6 games, despite winning 15 of their last 20. They've won 5 straight games against Atlantic 10 competition here. Illinois has gone over in 5 of their last 7 games coming into this one. Illinois, out of their last 10 games, they went just 5-5, but 4 of those losses came in overtime. The Illini are the tallest team in the tournament here. They're the tallest team in the country, actually. Illini just 7-8 versus teams ranked in the top 50 and 1-5 in their last 6. They did go 10-2 in non-conference games. They're a top 15 team in shooting in the number of three-pointers shooting, and a top 25 team in percentage of points on threes at 39%. They shoot 35% from the arc, though. That's 127th. So they have heavy three-point shooting, but they're not great at three-point. They're good. They're above average, but they probably shoot too many threes in the end. Illinois under Brad Underwood is just 1-3 in their second round games. So VCU not only with a 7-game winning streak, but have won 17 of their last 18. They did play their starters pretty heavily in that game on Thursday. Rams are just 2-5 straight up in their last 7, and in their 7 games against top 50s this year. VCU does shoot 37% from three-point range. That ranks 31st in the country. They shoot three-pointers 43% of the time, and VCU is in the second round for just the second time in the last 9 years. Let's see how you guys have this one here with VCU taking on Illinois here in Greensville. I'll go to the chat to hear from you in this second round battle. And here we go. Illinois is on for Mr. Weskers. He likes the Illini. Cal Dog does as well. And Andre likes Illinois here. B. Barty says Illinois on the money line gets this one. Mr. Wesker says, I'm not putting $100,000 down on a big money line play like this with Illinois here. Yeah, I mean, look, I saw man on social media. I'm not going to say his name, but his last name rhymes with Sezik. And he was putting down 10 dimes and 5 dimes on these big favorites. And I guess that's what pro bettors are supposed to do, actually. I mean, Illinois is only minus 625 in this game. So what do? You put, 1,250 on them to win 200 there. Rich Stubbs is on VCU here in this one. All right. I'm going to take the under in this one with VCU and Illinois. Give me the under here in this one. We'll keep it moving here right now. We're almost done with our 8 games here in the NCAA tournament on Saturday. Man, it's going by quick now all of a sudden. All right, the Vanderbilt Commodores are going to take on the Nebraska Cornhuskers, South Regional here in Oklahoma City. Game number 2, 8:45 Eastern, 5:45 Pacific time with Vandy, a 2-point favorite here in this one. Nebraska coming in off of their first ever NCAA tournament win. Well, needless to say, they've never won a second round game. But they are garnering underdog here at +2, maybe even +1.5 here coming into this one. Nebraska off of that dominant victory over Troy, 76-47 in the first round. Vanderbilt advanced with a 78-68 win over McNeese. McNeese got the money. You definitely have a contrast of styles here. No doubt about it. Nebraska relies on perimeter shooting and disciplined defense. They average 10.5 3-pointers per game. Meanwhile, Vanderbilt, they come in countering with a high pressure play. They also lead the SEC in free throws made per game, averaging 18.5 free throws. Free throw makes during the regular season. For Nebraska, Price Sanford, what a game he had, against Troy. 7 3-pointers, 23 points. Meanwhile, for Vanderbilt, Tyler Tanner, their leading scorer, 19 points, 5 assists. He also ranks 7th in the country with 81 steals this season. Vanderbilt 13-9 against the spread as a favorite. Nebraska, though, 4-2 against the spread as an underdog here. Vanderbilt's won 5 of their last 6. They are just 1-8 against the spread in their last 9 games against Big Ten competition. Vanderbilt coming in here for the Commodores here. They did play 7 guys, 4 of them played over 32 minutes in Thursday's win. Vandy was down 11, but outscored McNeese in the second half to overcome them and win, but did not cover. Commodores are 10-8 straight up against top 50 teams. Or a top 35 team in effective field goal percentage this season. I mentioned Vanderbilt, the free throw line. They actually get 21.5% of their points on the foul line. Vanderbilt has not been into the Sweet 16 since 2007. For Nebraska here, they were 12-0 in their non-conference games. They shoot 51% three-pointers. That's number 9 in the nation in that category. Nebraska gets 41% of its points on three-pointers. That ranks 12th in the country. Last 3 years, underdogs are 4-2 when the 4 seed and the 5 seed meet in the second round. The underdog here is Nebraska. Like I said, coming off their first win, though, in the NCAA tournament. I'm going under in this one, please. Give me the under here with Nebraska and Vanderbilt here in this one. Let me go to the chat and see what you guys have, but I'm clearly going to be on the under in this game. All right, chat. Let's see here, though, what you have. Cal Dog is on Bandy here. Mr. Weskers likes Nebraska. Stephen Downey joining us today. Nice to have you here. Mr. Weskers on Nebraska. Andre's on Nebraska in the points. And Mr. Weskers says, just money line for him here with Nebraska. All right. Well, we're down to the final game of the night here. 6 games. This one's at 9:45 Eastern, 6:45 Pacific with High Point. Man, they've reached a high point, haven't they, in their basketball program? Taking on the Arkansas Razorbacks, man. Oh, man, look at this thing, 168.5. Well, you got to figure as much here with these two, right? You have, of course, Arkansas with one of the highest scoring players in the nation for sure. Here with Darius Cup Jr., what a player he's been, man. But favored here at Arkansas by 11.5. That's a little dicey here. Arkansas has been good. And, I'm riding this team for sure to get some things done here in the tournament. But, High Point does come in with a 31-4 record. They went 18-1 in conference play. Arkansas, meanwhile, 27-8 coming in. The 12-seeded Panthers had a stunning upset there in the over the 5th seed Wisconsin. Didn't look like they were underdogs, though, with the way they performed in that game. High Point really was getting out well on transition in that game. Arkansas easily dispatched Hawaii by 19 points with Darius Cup, 22 points and 4 assists in that one. He already holds the Arkansas single season record with 223 assists, and he's just 5 points shy of the single season scoring record for Arkansas with 781. So got a superstar really on your hands. I think we've all started to see it, but man, he's really starting to come through again. Arkansas, these two did beat High Point back 13 years ago, 89-48. So you definitely have a bit of a mismatch here, but High Points look pretty good right now. They're on a winning streak. They're definitely covering a couple numbers here of late. They were not great during the regular season, but again, they were playing in conference games where they were always pretty much favored. How many times were they favored? Every time. This is the first time that High Point has been an underdog all season long. Arkansas was 13-7 against the spread as a favorite this season. Arkansas has won 9 straight games against the Big South. High Point has never beaten an SEC team, but they've won, obviously, a bunch of games in a row here. They've gone over in 12 of their last 17. Whew. Sorry, fam. Long day of basketball. And also, Arkansas has gone over in 8 of their last 10 games overall coming into this one. Arkansas was 10-3 in non-league games this season. All 3 of those losses, though, came to top 10 teams. Arkansas, number 17, effective field goal percentage in the country. They're 16-0 against teams ranked outside of the top 50. Arkansas has been to the Sweet 16 twice in the last 6 years now, I guess, and twice to the Elite 8. So been there, done that when it comes to the Arkansas Razorbacks. High Point, it's a 15-game winning streak here currently. Their losses this season were by 17, 2, 8, and 17. They do force turnovers 21% of the time. They are number 5 in the nation at forcing turnovers. Since 2017, the number 12 seeds are 0-9 straight up, 3-6 against the spread in the second round. And High Point, they are in the NIL a little bit. I think that's why they were able to get a couple of these guys some nice talent on this team. They do have an NIL payroll of $4 million. That's more than a lot of most mid-major teams actually, although reportedly it comes from one man, one man who's supporting this team. They were in the NCAA tournament last year, talking about High Point. They lost to Purdue 75-63 in the first round as the number 13 seed. So let's see what you got here in this one. I'm going to take High Point in this one to cover against Arkansas. I think Arkansas does win the game. I think it'll be pretty close to the spread, actually, but I'm going to take the points in this one. Okay, here we go. And Mr. Westwood says Arkansas is going to put this nonsense to rest. And Cal Dogs on the Razorbacks here. B. Barty likes Arkansas on the money line here just to get it done and win. And Andre is on the Razorbacks. All right, that's going to do it for college basketball. Should be a great day of college action on Saturday. We're not stopping here on Night Moves. We're going to go to the NBA tonight where we've got just 10 games for you to look at here. I don't think we'll talk about them quite as in depth as we just did on some of those college basketball games. But look, I think every game here still has some kind of playoff implications for the teams, whether or not they're going to make the playoffs or not. I couldn't really find a game with two teams that were going nowhere here. So got to talk about the whole card. That's the way we do it here on Night Moves. All right. I mean, I will say this, though. There are some of these spreads kind of look like the Friday night college games here. Let's start with this one. We got the Thunder here in the Tankathon going up against the Wizards, and they're laying 21. They're laying 21 points here. We're starting to get to that. Maybe we should have just kicked all the 20-point spread games out. But someone's going to cover the spread in this one. Let's just see how you got it here, though, with OKC taking on Washington. Washington is, still losing here. They haven't won now in a billion games. Right now, coming in, but Washington, I think it's 14 in a row now? 14 straight losses for Washington coming in to this one right now. They've lost contact here. OKC, meanwhile, they're on a winning streak. Once again, they're trying to hold on to that number one spot. They've only won 10 in a row right now, so they're back to winning ways. You have one team with a 10-game winning streak, one game with a 14-game losing streak. No wonder you're laying 21 points on the road. Can you do it here? Can you stomach it? Probably just a pass for most people, but not us here on the show. Oklahoma City might have won 10 straight games, but they are 2-8 against the spread in those 10 games. So what are you going to do here? They have gone under in 8 of their last 9. Now, they've covered 8 of the last 9 meetings against Washington. Say what you will there, but they do own this team here. They met back already this season, 127-108. Oklahoma City got the win. Won here last year, 136-95 in a January meeting, laying 15.5. So they've been laying big numbers in these games. The only time they didn't cover was back in January of 24. It was 136-128. The only time they hadn't covered in the last 4.5 years between these two teams. Washington is just 3-6 against the spread in their last 9, despite that 14-game losing streak. They were able to get a couple of covers in there. 8 straight meetings between these two teams have gone over. Washington's gone over in 8 of their last 11. Like I said, Oklahoma City's gone under in 8 of their last 9. How will it play out when you have one team playing so well and another team that is not playing well? And like I said, Oklahoma City can't cover the spread. So what type of tempo would it be, considering that Oklahoma City is going under in practically every game right now, but yet Washington is going over? Do you default maybe to that season series where 8 straight meetings between the two teams have gone over? Let's go to the chat here, see if I can talk you into playing this one. Washington 27-37 against the spread as an underdog, but OKC 30-36 against the spread as a favorite. even though, Oklahoma City talking about all these unders, they are 18 and 16 to the over on the road. Rich likes the over here. And Mr. Wesker's going to take the Wizards. You got to draw the line somewhere, he says here. He says he's been doing well in the Tankathon games. Wizards can get the back door against Oklahoma City here. All right. Give me the over in this one. I'm scared. I'll take the over here. I'd probably favor the Thunder, actually, but you guys got some. Hey, Damon's with me. He's going with the over. Thank you, Damon. All right. Feel good now about that. All right, here we go. Next up. All right, got a series of games actually here at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 Pacific, and we've got Memphis taking on Charlotte. Man, Charlotte, look at this. 16.5-point favorites in here right now for the Hornets. Covered a couple games in a row here, including over Orlando last time out, 130 to 111 as a 5.5-point favorite. Charlotte 16-10 against the spread as a favorite, 21-12 against the spread at home. Charlotte has covered 7 of their last 8 at home, but just 2-5 against the spread. Their last 7, they've won 4 of their last 5 at home. Memphis is 21-27 against the spread as an underdog. These two teams met back in January. Charlotte won at 112 to 97 on the road as just a 2.5-point favorite at that time. For Memphis here, they've covered 9 of the last 13 meetings between these two teams, but they've lost 9 of 10 coming in. Still have covered 8 of their last 12. Overall, Memphis has gone under in 4 of their last 5 games. Charlotte's been a pretty good cover right now. Charlotte, though, 12-21 to the under at home, and Memphis 15-20 to the under on the road. 6 of the last 8 meetings, however, have gone over. Let's see what you think here. This one with the Grizzlies and the Hornets here on Saturday, late Saturday afternoon here in this one. All right. Grizz have been sneaky, says Mr. Weskers. And Cal Dog says, take the Hornets in this one. And Damon says, take the over or maybe take the Hornets here to pace these guys right now. And I think that's what I will do. I'm going to go ahead and lay the Tankathon here with the Hornets, lay 16. Maybe they can get it by 20 or so here in this one. The Hornets are obviously still on fire, making a big push. The other teams in the East have played so well that the Hornets really have not been able to get out of 10th place yet. They're still 2 games behind Philadelphia. So, like I said, I think they still feel motivated. They're not only 2 games behind Philly, but also 2 games behind the Heat, 2 games behind the Hawks. So they've got to try to catch those teams. Like I said, and keep saying, you got to get to 8th place, man. You got to get to 8th place. Larry Martin is here today. He thinks over and Hornets. Nice to have Larry here. Thank you, Larry. Andre says, take the Hornets here in this one. All right, Lakers and Magic here in this one, 4 p.m. Eastern or 7 p.m. Eastern, 1 Pacific. Orlando's lost 3 straight games coming into this one right now. Losses to Atlanta, OKC, and Charlotte, some pretty hot teams they were losing to there. They are just 31-38 against the spread this season. In, like I said, 7th place here, but it's dicey because they're tied with the Heat and the Sixers, and the Magic are a half a game ahead of them. The Raptors are 2 games ahead of them. So really tight quarters there when you talk about the 5 through even the 10, 5 through 10 there. And like I said, you want to get up to 8th place if you can. Try to avoid the 9 and 10 because those teams never advance into the field really since the play-in started. Lakers here are one of the hottest teams in the league. They've been on fire here, covered the spread in 9 of their last 10 games coming into this one. They've won 8 straight overall. Now they've won and covered 8 straight overall. Now they are 0-6 against the spread in their last 6 games against Orlando. Orlando's won 7 of 10, 4 of their last 5 at home. Lakers have gone over in 4 of their last 5. They're 27-14 against the spread as a favorite this season. Orlando, not great against the spread, 31-38 ATS, but just 13-13 ATS as a dog. Orlando's gone over in 15 of 26 games as an underdog coming in. So let's see what you have here with the Lakers. On the road here, laying a small number. They're covering everything right now. They're beating all comers at this point. Orlando obviously has been, hot here, but no one's as hot as the Lakers, despite what we've seen from these teams, right? Because even the hot teams, they're not all covering the spread like the Lakers are every time right now. All right, let's see what you got here in this one. Lakers and Madge. Okay, here we go. Lakers here for Mr. Weskers. I think he's not liking the 3 points, though. Mr. Weskers says the Magic could be heading downhill here soon. Cal Dog is on the under. Hello and welcome to Stacy Stoltz in the chat. Hello to Stacy. And Mr. Weskers says, don't, right? Hey, not to criticize LeBron on our show, Mr. Weskers. Rich Stubbs is on the Lakers. Pete Barty, though, likes the Magic to knock him off there and take him down. Well, I'm going to take the over in this one, you guys. This one's got to go into the 230s, doesn't it, with these two? I've got the over here. Give me the over in this one with the Lakers and the Magic. I know the Sharps are going to be all over the Magic in this one, and we're waiting for the Lakers for their more so for their implosion, right? I even went with Miami there the other night after that Lakers sweep of Houston, saying it's got to be over now. They trailed early, came right on past them, right on up, and got the win, and it went over. Man, there were 260 points in that game. Lakers are having some high scores here, 260, 240. Their first Houston game was 192, but Denver game 252, Bulls 272 here. Really some high scores. I'm going to take the over in this one. And let's see. All right, let's keep it moving here in the NBA tonight. Cavaliers are on the road against the Pelicans. Poor Pelicans. It feels like if they had anything going at the beginning of the year, they'd be one of those hot teams right now, possibly battling for a playoff position. But it didn't quite work out, and they're 21 games under 500. Hasn't been a great season for sure here, but they're playing among the best in the league all of a sudden. They've covered 8 straight games. They're 5-1 in their last 6. They're not in the tankathon. They're trying hard. Good for them. Cavaliers here, a couple of wins in a row right now. W's over Milwaukee and Chicago. They didn't cover the spread, though, and they haven't been covering the spread. 1-4 against the spread in their last 5, although they've covered 6 of the last 7 meetings with the New Orleans Pelicans. 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two have gone over, but New Orleans has gone under in 5 straight. Cleveland over in 4 of their last 5. They met back in December. It was 141-118. Cleveland smashed them. They've won 4 straight meetings with the New Orleans Pelicans, but Cleveland, one of the worst spread teams in the league, 19-37 as a favorite against the spread. Meanwhile, New Orleans, 41-29 against the spread, 23-13 against the spread at home. How do you not take the Pelicans here on the money line against the Cleveland Cavaliers? I'll take them plus the points, but man, I like them here to win this game against Cleveland. I don't think the Sharps are necessarily going to totally agree, but let's see what you guys say in the chat. All right, Mr. Wesker says he's taking the Cavs. He's not afraid. Cal Dog's on the Cavs as well. Andre's on the Pelicans here. B. Barty says he'll take them on the money line. Says he's a Pelicans fan. He says they're playing well. All right, let's keep it moving here right now with a good one here. Heat and Rockets up in Houston here, right? You got Miami coming in, one of the hottest things going once again here with their streak here currently. They actually lost 3 in a row, so maybe they have calmed down a little bit. Houston in here off of a win. Victory last time out over Atlanta, 117-95 to snap a 2-game losing streak. They were having trouble covering the numbers actually there for a while. Let me check the status here of Jaime Jaquez and see what's going on here in this one. Pele Larson questionable for Miami. Jaquez is out. Wiggins is out as well. So some injuries here for the Heat coming in. That's probably bothered them a little bit here in this 3-game losing streak to Orlando, Charlotte, and the Lakers. So they played tough opposition, but haven't really played that well here of late. But Houston comes in off of a win over Atlanta. They were struggling there. I tried to play Atlanta last night, but man, it was all Houston there. So let's see what you got though in this one with Miami. Look, Miami's a 20-12 against the spread as an underdog, 20-13 against the spread on the road. Houston just 13-21 against the spread at home, 25-35 against the spread as a favorite. I mean, those numbers clearly favor the Heat here. But let me know what you have in this one between the Heat and the Rockets. Houston's failed to cover 4 of their last 5. Miami's covered 5 straight against them. Miami's also covered 7 of their last 10. Houston's gone under in 16 of their last 20 games at home. They've also gone under in 5 of their last 6 overall. 4 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams have gone under. I'm going under in this one at 229.5. Give me the under here with Miami and Houston. Go to the chat pros, see what you have. And this one, it's going to be the Rockets for Andre. Mr. Weskers is on the Rockets. And Rockets money line and over for Larry. Larry, thank you for being a member of the chat pros today. Appreciate it. Looking at you there in front of the blue Tahoe. I don't know what that is. Tahoe? I don't know. Good to see you there, Larry. Rich Stubbs on the Heat here. Let's keep it rolling here right now in the NBA for Saturday night. Pacers taking on the Spurs. Like I said, every game has some ramifications, even if you got the lowly Pacers here. You got the Spurs. You got to keep an eye on them. They're in second place right now in the West. 3 games behind the Thunder right now. Spurs have won 4 in a row here again. These teams heating up. Pacers right now, they've lost, oh man, these poor Pacers, 15 straight. I like to say it every show right now until it ends. The Wizards and the Pacers have lost a combined 29 games in a row together. Here, Pacers aren't really covering either. Come in here right now, 2-13 ATS in their last 15 games overall now. And look, you're laying 18. We're in the tankathon here. I might still have to do it. Pacers have covered 13 of their last 17 overall. Now, they are just 2-7 in their last 9 against the spread against Indiana, but probably a different Indiana. In fact, Indiana has failed to cover 5 of their last 7 against San Antonio. So this has been a home-dominated series basically here for the last 10 years or so, maybe even longer right now. Home team almost always wins in this series, although last year they actually did win on each other's home court in their 2 meetings there for Indiana here. These 2 teams met in January. It was 123-113 Spurs winning it at Indiana as a 4.5-point favorite. Let's see how you have this one between. Wow. I'm probably going to go to the Tankathon and lay the 18 here, but let's see what you have. Okay. Spurs for Andre. Cal Dog likes the over. Mr. Wester says Spurs. He's down on Carlisle there. And Rich Stubbs is on the Spurs too. Okay, we got some Spurs support. So I'll take the Spurs here and lay 18 points. I'll say they'll win it by 21. Let's keep it moving here right now. We're moving along briskly. Warriors and Hawks here with the Hawks favored by 10.5. The total 229 in this one. For Atlanta here, they had their winning streak snapped last time out. No big deal. They were pretty hot and probably bound to lose. I tried to take them over Houston. Probably should have known better. Houston was needing a win. Atlanta was on such a roll. They still have been pretty hot here, though, have the Atlanta Hawks coming into this one. They've won 11 of their last 12 games overall, covered 10 of their last 12. Golden State, meanwhile, 1-7 straight up in their last 8, 2-5 ATS in their last 7 overall. Golden State just 4-8 against the spread in their last 12 meetings with Atlanta. Atlanta's gone under in 10 of its last 15, but Golden State's gone over in 5 of 7, and 6 of the last 9 meetings between the two teams have gone over. For Atlanta here, they were on a winning streak, and they had covered 3 in a row before that loss to Houston. Atlanta is 8-2 ATS in their last 10 overall. Golden State 11-15 ATS is a dog. 16-20 ATS on the road. Golden State is 42-28 to the over, but Atlanta's 14-21 to the under at home. What will happen when these two teams meet here with Atlanta big favorite? Total 229. I might need the chat here in this one. I think I know what I'm doing, but let me go to the chat first and see. I don't want to. I might go one or the other here, depending on what you guys say. Whoops. Here we go in the chat. Okay, here we go. Hey, good to have T Smooth in the chat today. Good to see you, T Smooth. And let's see here. Warriors for Mr. Weskers here. Andre says Warriors in the points. Cal Dog, Warriors in the points. Larry says he'll go over, but the Warriors aren't going to lose by 10. Rich, they're on Atlanta and the under. Man, some Warriors support in there. I'm going to go with Atlanta in this one. Give me Atlanta to win and cover over struggling Golden State. You know, like I said, Golden State, they are not going to, they're not going to blow this. They are going to the play-in tournament. They're probably going to be the number 10 seed here. They're a game behind the Clippers right now. I don't know if they're going to be able to keep pace right now with Curry still out and just trying to fight through this here. And, they'll make it. They might be a quick exit, but they're going to make it to the play-in. But you can't like their chances really long term after that. Even in that first in the play-in tournament, doesn't look good here for Golden State. But all right, we just had a final in the AFL here. Hey, I got to play in the AFL. I think there's a match coming on. Oh, it might have already started. Let me see if I can get this in with you guys. Oh, it's starting here 5 minutes. Well, maybe if you want to get on it live, I did take here Melbourne Demons plus 20.5 against Fremantle Dockers, and I took the over 192.5. That did go up 5 points, but I did play the AFL here. I took Melbourne plus 20.5 and over 192.5. All right, let's see here. Hey, Gustavo Sandoval's here, and he likes Atlanta in this one. Hello to Gus. Can I call you Gus? All right, I'm taking Atlanta in that one. Next up, the Clippers are at the Mavericks here. So another game involving the playoff team here. The Clippers, like I said, they're kind of in the same boat as, well, no, I don't know if I could say that. They're with the Warriors. They're one game ahead of them. They're a little bit healthier anyway, but now the Clippers have lost four in a row all of a sudden. Uh, you know, it feels like it does kind of coincide with Garland leaving this lineup. He was such a critical acquisition there in the trade for Harden, but right now Garland missing time here. Kawhi is questionable as well. I think Garland is going to play in this one, though. He's actually not on the injury report. Ben Mathurin is out here currently until further notice. For Dallas, Caleb Martin is questionable here. Let's see what you have in this one with the Clippers on the road taking on the Mavericks here. Mavericks are 3-7 ATS in their last 10. Clippers 15-20 ATS as a favorite here. Clippers come in here having lost four of their last five straight up and against the spread. They have covered 4 out of the last 6 against Dallas. Dallas has lost 11 of 13. They're just 2-6 ATS in their last 8 games overall. 14 of the last 20 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Clippers are 22-27 to the under as a dog, 30-40 to the under overall. Dallas 20-27 to the under as a dog, 30-40 to the under as overall. Clippers are a little bit of an under team as a favorite here. Let's go to the chat in this one. I need to help. Clippers and Mavericks. Okay, here we go. Hello to Doge there in the chat. He's coming out here for this round of second round games here, it looks like. Mr. Weskers is on the Mavs on the money line. Larry Martin says the Mavs will not win this one, or Mavs won't win by 7. They're the dog, though. Do I have it right on the screen? They're the underdog here in this one. The Clippers are favored. But I understand what you're saying. The Mavericks will probably win there, maybe he's saying. Gustavo, is Leonard going to play? It's a question mark here right now, I believe. I've got him as questionable. Feels like a game time decision here, actually. Andre likes Flag over in his points. And Damon likes Dallas here, plus the points. Okay, I'm taking the Clippers in this one. I've got LA to win and cover finally. I'm taking the LA. All right, we got a couple more here. Let's see. All right. Oh, well, you know what? We do have a couple more here. We ought to go with the 76ers and the Jazz. Now, this one feels kind of like an ugly one in a way when you think about it, but the Sixers are still in this situation here currently. They are in 9th place. They're 2 games clear of the Hornets. They are, moving on to the postseason. They're not going to miss out, or at least in the play-in. But again, they could just move up a spot here, possibly. That would benefit them. They're in 9th place here. For Philadelphia, they've won 3 out of their last 4 right now, including wins over Brooklyn, Portland, and Sacramento. Go Sixers. Good thing they got those in there. Sixers are 21-12 against the spread on the road, 22-15 against the spread as a favorite. For the Jazz here, meanwhile, they are 37-33 ATS. Not bad when they're 21-49 straight up overall. They haven't been a great dog, but they are 500 team is an underdog, even though they are 16-47 straight up as an underdog. So they're often able to be competitive here still. Just what do you think, though, with Philadelphia? I mean, they still have to keep winning here and move up. Utah, meanwhile, they've been throwing in a bunch of clunkers here, but they did upset Milwaukee last night. Hey, I had them again in that game, 128-96. They kind of blew them out. It was 2 nights ago anyway. And that snapped a losing streak, actually, for the Jazz. Utah has lost 12 of their last 15. They're just 3-10 straight up, last 13 at home. Philadelphia has won 6 of the last 7 meetings against the Jazz, but failed to cover in 5 of the last 6 meetings overall. So they win, but usually they're favored by too many points, and they can't cover the spread against them. In fact, when the teams met back in 17 days ago, Philadelphia won at 106-102 as a 7.5-point favorite. So it happened right then and there as well in that one. Same thing happened last year at Philly. Philly won 126-122 as a 6.5-point favorite. Didn't cover 6.5. At Utah last year, 114-111. Philadelphia won, but they were laying 7.5. So they're always laying too many points in this spot. Utah's gone over in 4 of their last 6 games coming in. Utah 24-11 to the over at home. Meanwhile, Philadelphia 21-16 to the over as a favorite. Seen a lot of these Utah home games and do go over quite a bit. Now, I think this one's destined for an over. I'd want to take it as a premium, but I need a play right here, right now, and I can't figure out the side. So give me the over. Here's a freemium. I like this one to go over 230.5 here in this one. Go to the chat here real quick, see if you have anything in this one. 76ers here. Rich Dubs on the Sixers, but Gustavo says, give me the Jazz on the money line. Yes, he says. Also here, Larry, he's got Utah money line as well. He likes the over here. And Sixers definitely with injuries here, no doubt about it. This has kind of been their a little bit of a downfall here right now. Wrong time to be having players injured. You know, Joel Embiid was actually targeted here for his return, but they had to shoot it down. He is out still. This was the target, and the news was positive here all the way up to probably this afternoon, and they had to rule him out of that game. All right, let's see here. Jazz have been playing good here, says Gustavo. You know, they're pretty they're a bad team in general, right? But pretty inconsistent. I don't know about they beat Milwaukee. They did lose. I think they played a good game there against Sacramento. They did lose by 36 to Minnesota 2 games back. Damon, though, here likes the Sixers. And I think that's it there for that one. And we got one more here tonight in the NBA. Then we're going to get to an 11-game NHL card. But we did get rid of one of the games, so it's going to be 10 previewed games. Bucks and Suns here in this one, with the Suns favored by 11.5 here against Milwaukee now. And, Giannis is trying to come back. He says, please, let me back. I want to play. Milwaukee Bucks are saying, look, we're going to trade you after this year. You're not going out there. We're not getting you hurt because we need to retain all of your value here, for when we trade you in the off season. So he's not going to come back and play this year, I don't think. Now, here you have a Suns team playing pretty well here at this point, and they are a huge favorite here, 11.5. You wouldn't have seen this at the beginning of the year with these two, I guess, but Phoenix has actually lost 4 of their last 5 coming in. They're 5-2 ATS in their last 7, but they are 3-9 against the spread in their last 12 games at home. So Milwaukee's won 9 of the last 13 meetings between the two. They've actually gone 9-3-1 ATS in those games, but they've lost 6 of their last 7. They've also gone 3-9 ATS in their last 12. Both teams struggling here. Really, Phoenix has lost 4 in a row all of a sudden, but they did cover in 2 of those games against good teams, Boston and San Antonio. Phoenix is 21-12 against the spread as a favorite, and Milwaukee is 14-20 against the spread on the road. I'm probably going to look to the total here in this one, even though you have Phoenix going over in 4 of their last 6. When the Bucks are on the road, they're 10-24 to the under on the road. Phoenix is 10-22 to the under at home. So venue specific, that's 22 overs and 46 unders. So man, you talk about nearly 70% unders with Bucks on the road, Suns at home. I gotta go under in this one. Give me the under here. I think the Bucks are probably going to be struggling to get 100 points in this one, I would think. All right, here you go. And we've got here Rich Stubbs is on the Suns and the over. Gustavo's on the Suns. Cal Dogg's on the over. Mr. Wesker says Suns against the spread. And Larry Martin says Suns win and over, says Larry. And Damon also, Suns and over. Okay, thanks, crew. Let's keep it moving here right now, and we're going to go to the NHL. We won't, we're not going to belabor it too much, but we got to cover these games. Getting into some serious end of the season rush here. So just about every game has some implications in the postseason, believe it or not, here with these teams. I could only find one game where it didn't have implications, I think. So let's go. Here we go. Start it off. Jets and Penguins. Here, NHL action for Saturday. It's all about the Penguins pretty much here as far as their playoff potential here. Second place in the Metro. They're going to be in. They're going in. They've come in here off of a loss. However, Winnipeg's lost 2 straight. For Winnipeg here, they are breathing, but they're going to have to kick it in gear. They're 5 games back of the wild card right now, and hasn't been a great year. I don't think this is quite what they were expecting, but they haven't been a good underdog either. 8-19 as an underdog this season for Winnipeg. Pittsburgh comes in here. They are 16-9 at home this season. Are the Pittsburgh Penguins here favored in this one, $1.60 total, 6.5 over 20 in this one. Man, Pittsburgh probably should win this one, but I probably want to take the dog actually in this spot. Let's see how you have it here, but I don't know if I could be talked off of this right now. It does seem like a good price for a Pittsburgh team right now that obviously is better than Winnipeg. Pittsburgh has been playing pretty well here. They did just lose at Carolina 6-5 the other night, but they played pretty well. The game actually went to a shootout. They beat Colorado and Utah before that for some good wins. Winnipeg, bad losses here to Nashville and Boston. Like I said, they're not really going to make it, it looks like, for the playoffs, but I'm taking Winnipeg here. It might be a little intuition. It might be a little game theory a little bit right now. Look, I don't know if I can give many good numbers here that maybe favor the Jets in this game, but I am taking them here. They have won 5 in the last 6 meetings with Pittsburgh. That's about all I can come up with. They've lost 4 of their last 5 on the road and 4 of their last 6 overall. Winnipeg has gone under in 7 of their last 10 and 7 of the last 9 meetings between the two teams have gone under. Pittsburgh has gone over, however, in 7 straight games. Both teams are pretty much over teams this season. Winnipeg 17-10 to the over, and Pittsburgh 18-14 to the over at home. So I'm going to take the Jets here in an upset. Here we go with Pitt and the under for Andre. And Larry's with me. We're going to go with the Jets on the money line here. Good, Larry. Glad we're on the same underdog here. You know, people call me a little bit too chalky sometimes. I don't know. I feel like I take a good dog now and then. Oh, it's a good dog. Good dog. All right, here we go. Golden Knights on the road here, taking on the Predators. And look, I think we know the Golden Knights, they're in position here to make the postseason. They're still going to battle a little bit. They're in third place in the Pacific, but hold a 4-point lead over the Kings here right now. So I think they'll probably get in there with the third place finish. I would imagine here. They're actually only a point behind Edmonton, too. So that's where the battle is between these two. Meanwhile, for the Predators here, like I said, I always feel like I go to the well one too many times with these Nashville Predators. They are only one game out of the playoffs here currently behind the Kings, but they are tied with the Kraken as well. So a little bit of a battle there, but the Predators have won 2 in a row here right now, including win over Seattle. Hey, we were on them in that game. Also, they beat Winnipeg on the road for a 2-game winning streak here. Meanwhile, Vegas with consecutive home losses to Utah and to Buffalo. So Vegas has had some woes here. Nashville, pretty dismal as far as 17-13 as an underdog coming into this one. For the Golden Knights here, they've lost 8 of their last 11 coming in. They've also gone under in 6 of their last 7, including 4 of their last 5 on the road. Nashville's gone under in 8 of 12, but they've gone over in 7 of their last 10 at home and 5 of their last 7 against the Golden Knights here. There's semi-frequent opponents in the Western Conference. Let's see how you have it here with Vegas taking on Nashville in this one. All right. I'm taking the Vegas Golden Knights on the road. I know I bet on Nashville a lot, but I'm taking Vegas in this one. I think they can see the total there. I think if it's going to be a high score like that, I'm going to take Vegas. They just got shut out in their previous 2 games, so I don't know if that's going to happen again. They got lost to Buffalo 2-0. They lost to Utah 4-0. This is the NHL, and I'm going to take the Golden Knights here off a pair of shutouts. Okay, here we go with Golden Knights to win on the money line, says Larry Martin, and Cal Dog likes the Predators here. Next up, we've got the Flyers on the road taking on the Sharks. Evenly matched game here. Sharks just a slight favorite in this one. They've lost 3 in a row. Philly's been pretty hot here. They've won 2 in a row. They've also had some other wins here recently over Minnesota and Washington. Philadelphia is playing really well right now. For San Jose, 3 straight losses to Ottawa, Edmonton, and Buffalo here. San Jose is a slight favorite here. Is that right? This would only be the 8th time all season they've been a favorite. And get this, they're just 2-5 straight up as a favorite. Not a great role for these guys coming in. San Jose, though, they've lost 6 of their last 8. Philadelphia's won 6 in a row on the road, 4 of their last 5 overall, 5 of the last 6 against San Jose. Although San Jose has won 11 of the last 15 years at home against Philadelphia. Sounds like a home-dominated series. Philly's gone under in 12 of their last 15 overall. A lot of under trends between these two, although Philadelphia has been mostly an over this season. That hasn't been the case here of late. San Jose, not only 2-5 straight up as a favorite, but 2-5 to the under as a favorite as well. Philadelphia, like I said, talk about that rash of unders here of late. They're still 27-21 to the over as an underdog, but as the season gets a little later, maybe that's what's been going on here in this one. So let's see though what you have here. I'm taking the Sharks in this one. Give me San Jose at home to kind of snap things here and that losing streak. I'm going to take them to beat Philadelphia and end Philadelphia's 2-game win streak. All right, and let's see here. Sharks for Cal Dog. And Larry says Friars win and under the total there in that one. All right, we're making good timing, good progress here on Night Moves. Thank you for joining me here. A couple hours of sports betting talk here overnight in Las Vegas. Let's go. Oh, Nelly. The Buffalo Sabres, winners of 50 straight games. They actually lost a game last week. Remember, I don't remember. They lost to Washington 2-1. But since then, winners over Toronto, Vegas, and San Jose. The Buffalo Sabres. I'm tired about talking about them as a surprise team right now. Eventually, you just have to say this team is good this year. Whether or not it's just a one-off, you've got to consider them among the, teams that could win the Stanley Cup. You cannot call it just a fluke anymore. Especially the way they're beating some decent teams, beating them on the road, shutting them out, whatever it takes. And they've done it. Pekka Luukkonen in here against Darcy Kemper in this one. I mean, why wouldn't they keep it up? I don't know, man. Let's see if I can do it. I've been on these Sabres the whole time, and you don't want to go against them. The Kings got to be due here for a win. They did lose to Philly last time out. They've been alternating wins and losses here, actually. Lost to Philly. First game back from a long road trip. Kings are 10-15 at home. 10-17 as an underdog. Buffalo 21-11 as a road favorite, or 21-11 on the road, 21-11 as a favorite as well here. Let's see what you've got in this one. Buffalo, can they do it again here, or will it be time's up? LA's lost 10 of their last 15. Buffalo's won 6 straight on the road and 11 of their last 12. They've beaten the Kings 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two. Buffalo under in 4 of their last 5. 8 of the last 11 meetings with the Kings have gone under, but the Kings have gone over in 7 of their last 9 at home. Even though Buffalo's won 4 out of the last 5 in the series, Kings have won 13 of the last 18 years here at home, so kind of a home-dominated series once again. And let's see what you guys think in this one. Gosh, I want to take the Kings for once. All right, Cal Dog's on the Sabres. Sabres and under here for Larry, and Andre's on the Sabres. Oh, man, you guys are on these Sabres here. Kings are 9, 17, and 1 to the under as an underdog. I'm going to take the under here. I'm going to chicken out because you guys are on the Sabres. I kind of want to take the Kings, and look, I've been backing the Sabres to no end. I've got them to win the Stanley Cup here, whopping $20 to win $820 way back when. And I'm going to take the under here. Let me make sure that price, though. Yeah, 6.5 under 20. I'm taking the under here in this one. Buffalo's playing. I think one of the keys for Buffalo has been the defense and goaltending that has kind of made the difference here. Next up, Stars and Wild here in Minnesota. You got the Stars coming in here on the road currently with the record here for Dallas. Let's see if I got this game right, actually. What time is this one at? 4:07 Eastern, 1:07 Pacific, Dallas. 43, 15, and 10 coming in here. They're coming in off of a win. In fact, they're playing just exactly the opposite of Minnesota here of late. Dallas is 21-7 on the road, 33-18 as a favorite, coming in off a win over Colorado in that huge game. Minnesota, meanwhile, they're coming in off of a loss. They've been playing terrible. They lost to Chicago the other night. They beat Chicago 4-3 to snap a losing streak, then came right back and gave it back with a loss. So Minnesota, also Kaprizov, he's out of this game. I mean, why are we talking about the biggest news of this game? Kaprizov here downgraded to out. So this looks like a total bargain, in my opinion, with the Dallas Stars right now. You're missing, your best player. Not only that, Eriksson Ek is out as well. I mean, come on, this is a big time now. Rupe Hintz, he's been out certainly, but man, Dallas here, I don't see how you can't go against them here in this one right now. But let's see how you have it here. You do got Gus in there at goal. Maybe it works out here, but I got to take Dallas. Even before I consider any of the trends and information here. Dallas, like I said, definitely numbers in their favor. Now, Minnesota, look, they're great as a home, 19-10 at home, 16-11 as an underdog. But Dallas here right now has won 15 of their last 17. Dallas has won 9 of the last 12 meetings between the two teams. Minnesota's lost 4 of their last 5. 12 of the last 18 meetings between the two teams have gone under. Minnesota's gone under in 6 of 8. Dallas has gone over in 6 of 9. 4 of the last 5 games for Minnesota at home have gone under, but they are 15-12 to the over as a dog. I'm just going to take Dallas here for sure. Give me Dallas. Give me Dallas. It's a premium here. I got to like Dallas big time. All right, here Larry says Wild win and over, and Cal Dog likes the over in this one. All right, we're moving along here. We got the Kraken taking on the Blue Jackets here in Columbus. And Columbus now a 3-game winning streak again. Here they come. They're making noise here for their postseason chances right now. I think they're in. I mean, look, right now, Columbus on 83 points. Yes, Boston and Detroit are on 84. The Islanders are on 83, but Columbus, 3-game winning streak, still playing well. They're only 1 point behind Pittsburgh for second place. So I think they'll make it here. They come in off of 3 wins in a row. Philadelphia, Carolina, and the Rangers. They are 19-8 at home, 20-7 as a favorite. Seattle's lost 2 in a row to Tampa Bay and to Nashville. Last time out on the road. Seattle here has lost 6 of their last 8 overall, 7 of their last 10 on the road. They have won 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams. Columbus, though, has won 4 of 5 and 8 of their last 11 at home. See what you have here in this one with Kraken and the Blue Jackets here on Saturday night. We're cruising along here on Night Moves. Show's almost over. Stay tuned for a few more winners here anyway. All right. Oh, man, Seattle could be their price, man. Blue Jackets $1.70 right now. That's that's pretty stiff here, as hot as they've been right now. Ooh. All right. Let's see what you got here in this one. I'm going to go to the chat first. This one's tougher than I thought. Blue Jackets here for Andre. Larry says Jackets win and under. Cal Dog is going with the Kraken here. Gosh, that price is up there, isn't it? Oh, man. Help. Okay, let me look at the puck line here with these two. It's mostly a money line game. Columbus 11-16 as a puck line favorite. Dallas 38-21 as a puck line dog here. Oh boy. Let me go to my ratings here. Yeah, it's just gone too high. I got to take Seattle in this one. Give me Seattle. Yeah, it's just gone too high. The rent is too damn high. I'm taking Seattle. Got to do it. Got to draw the line somewhere as a handicapper, right? You got to play your prices. You just can't lay some hot team laying $1.70 when they probably should be $1.45 or something. All right, your mileage may vary. Here we go. Maple Leafs and Senators. This one almost missed the cut, but you got to give the Senators a chance here. 5 points behind in the wild card chase. They do have to pass the Islanders. here, and they are trying to fend off Philadelphia and Washington, who are also trying to stay in it. So probably going to end up short, but they're alive, and we'll talk about it. Look, they're 250 favorites here over this Toronto team. It doesn't feel like they're playing that well to be such big favorites, as bad as Toronto's been. A couple losses here for Toronto of late to the Islanders and Carolina. Ottawa, meanwhile, is 1-3 of 4. They beat the Islanders last time out 3-2, but it was close. I thought the Islanders played pretty well in that one. You got to look at the puck line here. You got Ottawa, a reasonable 18-32 as a puck line favorite. Toronto, 20-16 as a puck line dog. That's no good. So let's see what you have here. Kind of still feels like a Toronto at least puck line spot. I mean, can you really? Oh man, Stolars and Ullmark here. Man, it's a high price, but I'm going to take Ottawa on the puck line. I'm going to do it. I'm going to take them on the puck line. I got burned on the puck lines yesterday again, but sometimes I just can't help myself. Oh, we were on the Blackhawks puck line. That's what it was as a dog. All right, give me Ottawa here. Puck line favorite tonight. I'm going to take Ottawa. Going to do it. Ottawa needs it, obviously. Here's Senators win for Larry. Andre Senators win. Cal Dog Senators. Everybody's on the Senators. I'll lay it on the puck line because I'm not laying 250 on a YouTube show. I'm going to try to give the best possible pick at a reasonable price. It might not get there, but I'm taking them. Give me Ottawa. All right. Also, that's it. Let's go move on here to we skipped the Blues and the Canucks, everybody. Apologies there. I don't think those guys have a chance. Islanders and Canadians here. Canadians, my Canadians, $1.40. Could be Montembeault in there. I'm not sure. Here, Fowler, Montembeault. We'll see. Montreal coming in here. Right now, 37, 21, and 10. They've lost 3 of 4. Lost last time out to Detroit following a win over Boston. For the Islanders, meanwhile, 39, 25, and 6. They've won 2 of 3, but they come in off of a loss here to Ottawa last time out. I thought like I said, I thought they played pretty well in that game, but they did lose. The Islanders are among the league's best underdogs at 26-17. Pretty terrific. 21-14 on the road. Montreal, meanwhile, just 16-17 as a favorite here. Under 500 as a favorite. And they're going up against a team that wins as a dog. So Islanders here, 9-4 in their last 13 overall, 4-1 in their last 5 against Montreal. Montreal has won 11 of 16 at home. This seems like a pretty reasonable price for a Montreal team that is probably headed to the postseason. Currently, the Islanders have fallen out of favor here. They're 1 point back of the Red Wings, so very important game for them too here. Montreal battling in there in the Atlantic. Really tight race right now with these two teams. Now the Islanders, they're like I said, it's Islanders and Columbus, and they're battling for the third spot in the division as well. It's not just about the wild card. So these two teams have two paths. You can go back, but in the long run, there's still time to change the road you're on. Let's see what you got here in this one. You got an Islanders team here, 15-23 to the under on the road. Montreal, 19-15 at home. Let's see you guys with this one. I want to hear from you. Islanders for Cal Dog. Islanders for Andre. Richie Rich is here. Says 3-2 overtime either way. And Patrick Waugh will want to beat Montreal. Yeah, he sure would. I'll do it. I'm going to take Islanders. That sounds good to me. I was taking them anyways. But all right, and Larry goes over in this one. All right, we're moving quickly here. We're almost done with the show. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Good show here. Made good time, 2 hours for a lot of sports picks. Boston taking on Detroit here. Detroit winners of 2 in a row. Wins over Montreal and Calgary. They've been playing pretty well here. Boston, meanwhile, they 6-1 win over Winnipeg. They had a couple tough losses against Montreal and New Jersey. It feels like Boston's playing pretty well, but they're not in their best role here as a road dog. Meanwhile, Detroit 20-11 at home this season. The Red Wings here come in having lost 5 of their last 7 at home. They have won 9 of the last 12 meetings over the Bruins here at home. We know Boston just struggling on the road right now, 1-9 in their last 10. They've won 5 of the last 7 against Detroit, another home-dominated series for the most part. But again, Boston, massive wins, massive winning ways at home. On the road, it's just not quite the same here. But can it turn around in this one? With Swain, I don't think it can. I'm just taking Detroit. Case closed. Let's see what you have in the chat. $1.25. That's good enough for me. Bruins, though, for Andre to break that streak finally. Cal Dog likes the Bruins, too. Larry likes the Bruins. You guys are loving the Bruins here. Wow. I just can't, for whatever reason. Now, look, they finally won a road game there against Washington last week, but then they followed it up with 2 more road losses. Like I said, I thought they played well. They're playing well, but they just can't find the wins on the road. So they're 1-9 on the road in their last 10. And what are they at home? 13-1 in their last 14. That's crazy. Andre's on the Bruins here as well. Man, everybody's on the Bruins. I just took Detroit. Uh-oh. Last game here, it's the Lightning taking on the Oilers. And you got the Lightning here, $1.45 on the road. It's gone up a little bit. Total 6.5 over. Of course it is, with the Oilers. Not only the Oilers an over team, we know that, but Oilers have gone over in 9 of their last 11 as an underdog. Tampa's gone over in 5 of their last 7, 4 of their last 5 on the road. Tampa's beat Edmonton in 4 of the last 5 meetings. Edmonton, though, 9-3 straight up at home when playing Tampa Bay. More home-dominated series in all these games here on Saturday night. But Tampa favored on the road. That might be enough to put you on Edmonton here. Look, Tampa Bay, they're, battling atop the Atlantic, 4 points now behind Buffalo. Edmonton, meanwhile, 3 points behind Anaheim. These teams are going to the playoffs. We know that. But let's see what you have here. Tampa Bay and Edmonton. I guess the default is you could just always go over. You could always go over with these two. Edmonton they're an underdog here, and Edmonton is 9-1-1. What did I say they were? 9 of their last 11 to the over as a dog. So 9-1-1 though to the over as an underdog. If that doesn't get you on them, it's not like Tampa Bay is some under team here. They're 31-26 to the over as a favorite. Edmonton just 3-8 as an underdog this season. There are 18-12 at home, though. Look, these are 2 playoff teams. Why wouldn't Edmonton at least be able to hang in this one in a home-dominated series, it feels like? I mean, yes, Tampa is good. Tampa has, more points than Edmonton right now, but still, Edmonton's going to the playoffs, and they still have been here 18-12-4 at home, and Tampa on the road. They are great, no doubt about it. Great overall. Let's go to the chat first, and then the show is over. Tampa for Andre. Tampa for Cal Dog. Lightning money line and under for Larry here. All right. I'll do it. I'm taking Tampa Bay on the road. Give me Tampa in this one. Yes, that's going to do it for Night Moves. Really appreciate it, everybody. What a great show we had. I think we got some winners here. Join me back here tomorrow night, and let's talk about it. We'll be back here. We'll also preview the Sunday action in college basketball and round up a shorter card with basketball and hockey. So really appreciate you joining me here on Night Moves. Thanks a lot, everybody. Especially the chat was really great tonight with Cal Dog. And I want to say thank you to some of the newcomers here. Larry Martin, really awesome job there tonight in the chat. Really appreciated having you with so many great picks in there. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it tonight. Also, Gustavo Sandoval was in here as well, helping us out with some more picks. There, B. Barty, remember, he was in here doing a great job too with some great picks. So really appreciate it, gang. That's going to do it here. Don't forget, go over to Tony'sPicks.com, use the promo code TonyT at checkout, save 15% off those premium pick packages for me tomorrow. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll catch you back here. Enjoy the Sports Betting Sunday. Enjoy the tournament. We'll be back here on Night Moves. And for the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, I'm Ramon Scott. Good night from Las Vegas.